It is 10 o'clock. It is Royal Wedding Day here in London. If you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to all of you. Wherever you are in the world, we are broadcasting to 180 countries today, across Asia, Latin America, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, the USA and Australia. A warm welcome to all of you. Prince William will marry Catherine Middleton at Westminster Abbey in a service starting in 1 hour's time. Very soon, William and his brother Prince Harry, today's best man, will emerge from Clarence House, and bride is with friends and helpers nearby at the Goring Hotel near Buckingham Palace. And Kate will be leaving the Goring Hotel or the Abbey at around 10 to 11. The Queen and members of the royal family soon will be leaving Buckingham Palace by car to travel to the Abbey, but they'll return in more traditional style in those horse-drawn carriages. And those grand processions making their way along the Mall, which is decked with flags today and lined with thousands of well-wishers. Clarence House, our focus really for the next few minutes, because that's where we're expecting to see Princes William and Harry. And in the meantime, there are lots of crowds waiting just to the right-hand side, just off the Mall, expecting to see their first glimpse of William and Harry. In the meantime, let's just get a sense of what's happening at the Goring Hotel, where the Middletons are. Anita Rani is there for us.
Yes, Hugh, lots of comings and goings this morning. We've seen the flowers arrive a little bit earlier. We saw all the Middleton guests leave in the minibuses, looking rather fabulous. Quite a few fascinators, lots of interesting hats. And we also saw the bridesmaids and the page boys arrive, which was really sweet. They came in little minibuses, and they're obviously really excited because they all gave us a little wave, and then they were taken through the awning. They're all in there getting ready for their departure in a little while. And you can't see them here, but to my right, we've got crowds building up in anticipation of seeing the bride, and you can probably see the Rolls-Royce Phantom that she's going to be travelling in behind me, and I'm quite excited by the large windows it's got, which means we're going to get a really good look at the dress.
There's Hyde Park, and we can see the crowds still growing. That's right, they're rather pleased to be on television and to be seen right around the world. Matt Allwright is there talking to people.
Oh yes, we were in Hyde Park Barracks, but never mind the barracks because we're in Hyde Park. And if you want a couple of examples, there's been a lot of that. If you would like to see some examples of what wedding dresses may look like, here are 3 possibles. Hello, give us your names.
Angela, Amy, Joe.
Why have you come in wedding dresses? Tell me.
Why not? We thought we'd come and support and join in the hype.
And obviously, looking the way you are, all it takes is 3 eligible gentlemen. I mean, I don't know if you were hoping for a royal. We're all commoners here, but were you hoping for a royal to see you on the screen and maybe stamp up?
There's still time for Wills to change his mind if he wants to.
OK, tell us, where have you come from?
Surrey.
You're all from Surrey today?
Wales.
It's getting very rowdy here. People are streaming in all the time. They expect 150,000. It feels like we might have that already. There's only one thing left to do. Bouquets, ladies. 1, 2, 3. Away you go. Back to you in the studio, Hugh. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Glorious sight of Westminster Abbey from the sky. David Cameron, who's now just walked that short distance from Downing Street with his wife Samantha, and they'll be greeted at the Great West Door by the Dean and by senior clergy at Westminster Abbey. And Mr. Cameron will be shown to his seat in the choir, which is very, very close to where the actual wedding ceremony will take place. And greeted by, among others, the Receiver General, by senior military figures and those who've been responsible for organising the ceremony and service in the Abbey itself today. Now going down through the nave, and of course they'll be going through that avenue of trees. I mention that because it does give us quite a strong signal about the kind of service that Kate Middleton and Prince William want, to bring nature, the world of nature, the language of flowers into this service, reflecting their interests as well as people who love the countryside. There we have the Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, on the right-hand side, and they have the traditional seats for political leaders in the choir. Very familiar face, Kenneth Clarke, now Justice Secretary, a former Chancellor, former Home Secretary. Elton John and his partner David Furnish have taken their seats. Elton John, who opened and closed the Diana Memorial Concert just a few years ago on what would have been her 46th birthday. Theresa May, the Home Secretary. And Mr. Cameron and Mrs. Cameron acknowledging some of the people they know and work with, making their way along the choir. Fern is outside with some of the crowd.
I am Hugh. I am right in the middle of our royal campsite. Hello, everyone. Hello. Now, you guys have all made friends overnight. You're from South Africa?
Yes, I'm from South Africa.
Did you have a good night's sleep?
We kind of got here late, so yeah, no.
No, that'll be a no. You're from London?
London, yeah. We had a restless night.
Yeah.
But fun, lots of fun.
And you've made friends with our Canadian gang as well?
Yes, it was a great night.
And America as well?
Yes.
And Australia.
Now, and Australia, hello over there. Now, in a few moments, the Princess will be leaving Clarence House. I can feel the sort of air of excitement is tangible. It's really building now. How are you guys feeling about it all?
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I get to tell my grandchildren this. This is so exciting. So I can't believe I'm here right now, honestly.
And the kiss on the balcony as well. You've got front row seats for that.
That's why we're sitting here.
Yeah, we're all ready.
Just try and rest up, have a cup of tea, warm up, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, guys.
We are within a few minutes of our first significant departure and our first glimpse of Prince William on his wedding day. He'll be emerging from Clarence House, I think, in about 3 minutes' time. And of course, you can imagine what the response will be when they emerge and they're driven onto the Mall on the way to the Abbey. And as we just look at these images, Simon Sharma, the historian, is still with me, and there'll be lots of questions today as well, Simon, as we see this taking place, this marriage, and we look at Prince William and we try to look ahead 10, 20 years. People will be wondering what this means for the future of the monarchy, how this will shape the future of the monarchy in Britain.
I want to say as well, though, Hugh, that we're about to see the two brothers together. And the last time, I mean, we've seen them together in all sorts of informal places, but a lot of us are going to remember those two small boys following the coffin of their mother. And there's something really about the way they leaned on each other and on their father, and the way they will be truly brothers together, which is almost Shakespearean. So I think everybody responds correctly emotionally to that. The thing about the future is that the genius of an event like this, it's not like the coronation, is its simplicity. It's simultaneously magnificent but very simple. And if the monarchy is going to survive, which in my view it will, it has to have that cleverness about a simple connection with everybody in the country. However distressed, however difficult economic times there are, it's essentially this mix of the informality and the public duty of the monarchy which will make it survive. It's not like embattled monarchs out there in the Badlands of the world who are struggling for, in a rather grim way, to hang on to power. Power has nothing to do with this. The sort of simple emotional sense of connection with you and me and all the millions out there has everything to do with it. And William is brilliantly qualified to do that authentically, I think.
He'll be head of the armed forces, of course, when he accedes to the throne. And that includes the household cavalry here, the Blues and Royals and the Life Guards. And William retains his commission as an officer in the Blues and Royals. It's interesting just to dwell on the fact that he's already built up a wealth of experience with the armed forces. And that's clearly something, a tradition that he believes very strongly in. And as we look at the household cavalry today, it's just worth remembering too that one of the initial announcements just a few hours ago from the Queen was that Prince William would be known as the Duke of Cambridge, Catherine as Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cambridge. Another two titles for the Prince, the Earl of Strathern and Baron Carrickfergus. We're approaching the time when William and Harry will emerge and make their way over to the Abbey. This actually is a statement today as well, a break with tradition, because normally in these royal weddings the groom would be making his way just in time, and that's not the case today, because he wants to build in at least 20-25 minutes time at the Abbey to circulate with friends there. A look from the sky might give us a clue. There, the building, the white building, just at the top centre of the shot. Lancaster House is the big building on the left, and there you have the great green expanse of St James's Park and the Mall. We Want Wills is the chant in the Mall, and I suspect that it's just a matter of seconds before they emerge and make their way. A sea of Union flags and all kinds of memorabilia already bought, and lots of stands throughout St James's Park yesterday. And there you see a really magnificent display of flags all the way up the Mall towards Admiralty Arch. They'll be leaving in one of the state limousines, one of the state cars. I think it's going to be a Bentley, one of the 8 limousines in the Royal Mews. And for those of you joining us, just a reminder that the journey there will take place in cars, and they'll return in the traditional horse-drawn carriages. And when we catch the first glimpse of them today, again, to think of yet another break with tradition, Prince Harry travelling in the car as best man, not as a supporter, as they're traditionally called by the royal family, but wants to be known, Prince William wants him to be known as his best man today. Another signal that they want this to be less formal, and a little more accessible. Normally it's the bride, of course, who keeps us waiting, but today it's the groom. But to be fair, it's not really a matter of panic at this stage, because there's a good 45 minutes to go before the service starts. They're on their way. And a splash of red, which tells us that Prince William is in his uniform as Colonel of the Irish Guards. He was appointed Colonel of the Irish Guards in February by the Queen, the first royal colonel for that regiment. Prince Harry is an officer in the Household Cavalry, the Blues and Reds. They're looking calm, they're looking contented, looking very together, and acknowledging the crowd very happily. And I'm told reliably that Prince Harry does have the ring in his possession. He's carrying the ring with him to the Abbey. It's a great sight. The expanse of the Mall, as Prince William of Wales makes his way to Westminster Abbey for his wedding. Now known as the Duke of Cambridge, the Earl of Strathearn and Carrickfergus. But I suspect he'll always want to be known, quite simply, as Prince William.